Hey, g'day, boys and girls, shills and blokes. My name is Jacob, and I'm back again despite saying I might not make another video. I don't know how I'll go with this whole YouTube thing yet, but I had fun making the last video, so I thought I'd give it another crack. That was originally my intro for a different video I had been working on for the last couple weeks. I ran into an issue yesterday, forced me to delay it a while, so instead I'm making the smaller video now to tide me over. This other video is a huge passion project of mine, and I think you'll love it since you're likely here as a fan of Monster Hunter. Please look forward to it. A Monster Hunter HD collection has been something I have theorized for well over a year now. I'm not the only one to have done so either, but when I see others talk about it, they have different reasons for why. So I thought today I would put on a tinfoil hat to talk about a few crazy reasons why I think a potential HD collection is coming this year. To set the scene, it was early last year when Monster Hunter Rise released on PlayStation. I had decided to replay the game with some mates on PSN. During one of our hunts, they began talking about the older titles potentially getting ported to PlayStation like Rise had, when I realized how much more important that would be for the Switch. PlayStation fans will be getting Monster Hunter 6 eventually, whilst Nintendo fans very likely won't be getting that or even Monster Hunter World. It would be a perfect idea to release a collection of the handheld games during that down period, similar to what happened with Generations Ultimate during Monster Hunter World, just to tide those portable fans over. Those were my thoughts almost a year ago now, and I've changed them a lot since. Now, Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak isn't new on PlayStation anymore or any platform, and across those platforms the majority of people have moved on after finishing the game. Furthermore, Monster Hunter 6 is well over a year away from release on its announced supported platforms. I think now everyone could use some of that classic Monster Hunter energy over the long waiting period. 2024 would be the perfect year to release a collection of these older games. Not only is it the series' 20th anniversary celebrating the history of these games, there is also no major new game to drop during this time either. A more important reason for why that I and everyone else can agree on is game preservation. Every main series Monster Hunter game outside the recent Generation 5 titles and 4th Gen's Generations Ultimate are as of now unobtainable from direct retailers. One could still get these games from secondhand sellers, but that shouldn't have to be the case. Even worse still is these Gen 1 and 2 titles are missing features from the loss of online support, and as of April this year, Generation 3 and 4 outside of Generations Ultimate will have official online support terminated. Accessing this lost content would only be possible through modding, which isn't something everyone is going to try. Alternatively, emulation is a far more accessible method to play these older games. Hell, they even have working online multiplayer servers, but I don't think emulation should be the only way people can experience the old games. I mean, it's not like an enhanced re-release wouldn't be worth the money for Capcom. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate sold 4 million copies on only the 3DS. This game is regarded among longtime fans as the best in this series. I fully believe this myself. With 4U Alone's legendary status among veterans drawing attention, it's not so far-fetched to think an enhanced re-release on newer platforms would sell incredibly well, especially after 5th Gen's massive growth. The Return to World campaign is proof people want to play Monster Hunter. They just don't have many options for it. Monster Hunter Rise is still fresh in people's minds, so they aren't going to return to Kimura just yet. But Valhalla, Moga, Poki? Yeah, I'll bet they'll return there. I know a lot of people who started with Monster Hunter World that want to play these older games, but don't have the means to do it. At least just not yet. The last decade has saw many successful re-releases for classic games such as Halo, Mario, Persona, and Final Fantasy to name only a few. On a smaller scale, Capcom themselves have been releasing HD collections for Devil May Cry, Mega Man, Street Fighter, and an assortment of their classic fighters. Street Fighter in particular was released to celebrate its 30th anniversary and used that amazing achievement in the collection's title. And these weren't all simple ports. Most notably the DMC-free Switch port, Capcom tweaked Dante's moveset to allow style switching, making him play similar to how he did in the 4th and 5th games. Enhanced Monster Hunter ports aren't something new. I'm sure everyone knows of Rise and Generations Ultimate, or some of you more hardcore fans would know of Portable Third. But these games are not as impressive as Freedom Unite on the iOS. This now unavailable port featured various quality of life updates introduced in Generation 3, such as the lock-on camera and gathering point symbols, which believe me are a massive update. But that wasn't all. The game got a graphical enhancement all around and fully functional online multiplayer, with surprisingly decent controls for the touchscreen. That, alongside the highly requested cross-play and cross-save features, are all Capcom needs to do in a potential HD or 20th anniversary collection to make us fans happy. Now, as I have mentioned, 2024 marks Monster Hunter's 20th anniversary with no new release planned in the year that we're aware of. The collection then would be perfectly timed and almost expected looking at similar Capcom collections history. In the end, I might be looking too far into everything, but I truly believe some collection is coming, or at least being announced at the anniversary event in March. The hat comes off now as I reach the end of why I think we are getting a HD collection. Up next, I want to talk about what I would do for a 20th anniversary collection. I do not expect any of what I'm about to say to happen in the slightest. I simply thought it would be fun to discuss. First off, I would need to choose what games would be included, and for me, those would be Freedom Unite, 3 Ultimate, and 4 Ultimate. These are all G-Rank releases, meaning they have the same amount of content found in World plus Iceborne or Rise plus Sunbreak. It might be controversial to not include the original game, but I have good reason for that. You see, Monster Hunter 1 is not a fun game by modern standards. It has many game design decisions that would alienate all but the most dedicated of fans, and it would require a lot of work to update the game into something more palatable for this new audience. Thankfully though, Capcom doesn't have to because Freedom Unite exists, and I'll talk about why when I get to that game. But before I do, I will cover the universal updates I would make across all 3 games. I think the bare minimum to expect would be updated graphics, new UI, control rework, quality of life, and crossplay multiplayer. On top of those, I would introduce a weapon tree like we have in Generation 5, equipment switching in the hub, and layered gear. Moving on to Freedom Unite now, this game includes nearly everything from Monster Hunter 1 and Monster Hunter 2, all in one neat package. What's missing is some mediocre story, the town exclusives to those games, and the game's unique quest design systems. I would add back these missing locations in this enhanced Freedom Unite for hunters to travel between for their stories and to obtain new side quests from those NPCs. Palicos would now accompany you on hub quests if there's no more than 2 hunters. The farm would be more streamlined, similar to how it is in Portable Third, so players don't spend too long in there after each hunt. There would be a canteen in the hub where hunters can share food between each other to prepare a group meal like in Monster Hunter Frontier. Also from Frontier, I would sneak in some of that game's exclusive monsters into Freedom Unite. For those who don't know, Frontier and Freedom Unite use the same game as its base. Freedom Unite already had 2 of Frontier's monsters included, but player complaints ended up keeping further Frontier monsters confined to the MMO. That was until Frontier was shut down in 2018, after which Espionage was added to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. A lot of Frontier's low and high rank monsters could be added to Freedom Unite without needing much behaviour change. But unlike with monsters, sadly, I wouldn't add any new weapons since they simply weren't designed for 2nd generation. If you take a look at just the insect glaive, it would require a kinsect system and mounting to function correctly, and at that point, you're just playing for Ultimate and not Freedom Unite. Now over to 3 Ultimate. Like with Freedom Unite, I would add Yukumo Village from Portable Third and Lochlak from Tri, and then make that the sole location for Gen Moran hunts. Improving the underwater combat would be my biggest focus for enhancing 3 Ultimate, as it's the only game featuring that system thus far, making it the biggest draw for people diving in. To accomplish this then, I'd work on improving underwater controls and tweaking some weapon attacks to give a more comfy experience all around. Next, I'd add more monsters to fight underwater, since excluding the subspecies, the game only has 6 underwater hunts, with one being more a spectacle than a real hunt. Some candidates for this would be Zemtrios, Gyrototus, Somnicanth, Paripuria, Pocorodon, Elatrion, and Namiel. Lastly, I would add a couple new underwater areas to the tundra and misty peaks to accommodate these new monsters. 4 Ultimate is the final game to talk about, and the one I'd make the least amount of changes for. Call it blind nostalgia, I don't care, but I think 4 Ultimate is a perfect game as it is. That said, I know one major way to make it even better, which would be voice acting and names for every major NPC in the story. Iceborne's final update and Netflix's Legends of the Guild movie has already named a few of them, but most importantly it would end the Little Miss Forge and Manel debate. Getting back on track, 4 Ultimate has an incredible story these additions would enhance tenfold. I would also take 4 to 5 of those new monsters I put in both Freedom Unite and Free Ultimate into 4, just so it too gets a few new hunts while leaving some exclusive to the other games. Looking at these collections realistically, most of what I've said would be something you'd see in a remake rather than a remaster. But hey, a man can dream. So, what do you think about everything I said today? Do you think a HD collection is on the way, and if so, what do you expect to be in it? Let me know in the comments, I can really use your engagement. And please give the video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. As I am a fresh channel, any engagement will go a long bloody way in helping me grow. I really appreciate any and all support you can give. If you're still listening, I'd like to say thanks and hope you all had a fantastic holiday. Originally I was going to upload a video on New Year's Day, but like I said at the start of the video, I ran into a problem trying to put it together, but I'll have it out ASAP. My New Year's resolution this year was to try and make at least one video a month and more if I have time. Alongside my Monster Hunter stuff, I want to make videos on some other games I love as well. Games like Arknights, Final Fantasy XIV, and more recently Trails. But first, the next 2 videos I have planned are Monster Hunter focused. Again, please subscribe so you don't miss those once I get them uploaded. Alright, that'll be all. Have a good one, people. Cheers.